John Kerry rejected the Syrian government's efforts to change the focus of Geneva II, from ending the civil war and installing an interim government to focusing on terrorism. He called it an attempt to change history and said it wouldn't work.
It defies logic to imagine that those whose brutality created this magnet, how they could ever lead Syria away from extremism and towards a better future is beyond any kind of logic or common sense.
Indeed, in a letter obtained by Al Jazeera, the Syrian foreign minister tried to shift the focus of the conference when he accepted the UN's invitation to attend Geneva II. Walid Muallim wrote, "It should be noted that we do not agree with certain points mentioned in the letter of invitation, simply for the reason that they are in conflict with the legal and political position of the state of Syria." Kerry also leaned on the Syrian opposition to unite, saying the Syrian people need them to come together.
And so on the eve of the Syrian Opposition Coalition General Assembly meeting tomorrow to decide whether to participate in Geneva in the peace conference, the United States, for these reasons, urges a positive vote.
A Syrian opposition spokesman said it's important for all sides to try to deal in good faith.
Well, so we've agreed to those six principles in the Geneva communique, but the Assad regime is rejecting those principles. Before Geneva, we need you to force him to come out and say, I accept all the principles. Otherwise, the peace conference will be a waste of time, and no one is interested in that.
The Secretary of State's appeal came after his most recent trip abroad to confirm the agenda for Geneva II and to seek more humanitarian aid for the hundreds of thousands of displaced Syrians both inside and outside their country. But there are still questions about whether the conference can make a real difference in the nearly 3-year-long civil war. No one knows what practical results could come out of Geneva II yet, be it a ceasefire, a safe zone to move food and medicine to the displaced, or even a timeline for Bashar al-Assad to step aside. The Obama administration's view, let's get to the conference and see what happens. Rosiland, Al Jazeera, the State Department.